Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm back to break down this single game NBA DFS Showdown slate for the All Star game. If you do enjoy the content at any point in this video, if you can please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate that. YouTube continues to tell me about 60% of my audience is not subscribed, so if that is you and you do enjoy this content, if you could take 1 second to do that, that would be great. The channel continues to grow on the way to 500 subs, so thank you to everyone that has supported so far. And if you are interested in some further content from me, I do offer some more in-depth things like premium projections, NBA data sheets, player stats, team stats, play contact stats, core plays, injury impact insights, NBA Discord chat access, all of that stuff on my Patreon, linked below in the description. Been getting some good advice, good feedback on that as far as people using it, winning night in, winning night out. So check that out, link below in the description. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start breaking down this NBA All Star Showdown slate. So, NBA All-Star game, a little bit of a different dynamic. You know, your typical projections and stuff aren't exactly going to weigh in as heavily here. What we're really looking for is guys that are more so, shot heavy, have a flair for the dramatic, I guess, in a sense, and want to be performing on the big show. So, certain guys, we're not going to want to be playing that aren't quite as flashy in this one, I would say. And we'll get into that as we go here. First thing I'll say is, it's LeBron versus KD. They're the captains. There is no KD in this one, so it's really Giannis and LeBron again, as far as the East and the West is concerned. My favorite option is Giannis. I will say, year in and year out in the All-Star game, seems to really play hard, so he's going to be a top priority for me. Has a willingness to just attack and play, just as hard as he does typically in any other game. So he makes a lot of sense here as a pay-up option. He would be a priority for me on the slate for sure. So if I'm putting someone on my captain spot, it is a 1.5 times multiplier as far as their salary. Giannis does make sense. I'm sure that he's going to have a lot of popularity, but for good reason because, he's a premier play, so he makes sense. You can be looking at LeBron James at 13.8 as well in the captain spot on the other side. Honestly, I would rather play Giannis than LeBron, just based on, who I'm anticipating to go harder and who's going to have more responsibility. I think Team LeBron may not, he may not be. I mean, they're the most two obvious plays in the captain spot, I will say, but I'm just leaning Giannis right now. I think he's going to go harder. LeBron, at this point in his career, I don't think really needs to be grinding in these All-Star games. He's made it so many times. He's kind of going to have a willingness to pass the ball up to these other guys and so forth. Luka Doncic is listed as questionable, and so is LeBron. I don't really think that any of this injury status stuff matters. I'd expect these guys to be playing, by the way. I just won't mention as far as injuries are concerned. Luka at 13.2 is a great play as well. Has the full package, ability to pass, ability to shoot. He'll even get in there and rebound for you in the All-Star game where there's not as much defense typically. I do think that he makes some sense. And then, as far as guys I'm fading, I guess we could go through a quick fade list. Ben Simmons at 9K, not all too interested in him. Rudy Gobert at 7.8, not all too interested in him. Nikola Vucevic at 6.3, I don't really think he makes sense in this game. And that's probably the extent of what I'm... Kawhi Leonard at 12K, not all too sure. Kawhi had a big performance last year in the All-Star game, so maybe. It just doesn't seem like he's one you want to go for. As mentioned, I want to go for guys that are, have a willingness to shoot, a willingness to really perform. So not really making sense to me. But then again, it kind of surprised me last year and he had a big performance. So just keep in mind some of this stuff is going to be very unpredictable in the All-Star game. But moving on from Giannis and LeBron, like I said, Luka Doncic makes a lot of sense for me. Steph Curry, with his ability to shoot the three ball on DraftKings, makes a lot of sense as well. If this guy gets hot, they'll just continue to feed him the ball. Has unlimited range, can shoot from anywhere on the floor. And those DraftKings points can add up real quick if he gets hot from behind the arc. So at 8.4, I will have some interest in Stephen Curry. Nikola Jokic at 12.3 as far as the big men's concerned. As I said, I wasn't all too interested in Rudy Gobert. That's because I'd rather just play Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, a much more skilled center. Not that Rudy Gobert isn't good. It's just he's a defensive, more of a real game type of player. Nikola Jokic has the ability to pass, score, rebound, all the above. So I'd rather be going to him at the center position. And he is no doubt my favorite play as a center position in this All-Star game. Joel Embiid at 13.5, good play, but I'd much rather go to Nikola Jokic just with his ability to pass and so forth. And then once we get down to the guards, you're looking to Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum. All these guys in this range actually really interest me. They're kind of in the mid-range. And Jaylen Brown and Paul George. If Paul George is going to go, all these guards are really where I'm going to be focused on, trying to feed them in my lineups as much as possible. And then the guys that are listed as forwards, you got to be prioritizing as well. So, as I already said with Kawhi Leonard, I'm not all too interested in him at 12K. I would rather play Jason Tatum at 10-2 down here. Now, keep in mind, this isn't our captain spot right now. We're just reviewing these plays. So, but it's all scalable. When you go back to the util spot, you got to play one captain, and then these guys are all still spaced out the same as far as their pricing is concerned in the util spot. So same rule applies. I'd rather play Jason Tatum at 6'8" than Kawhi Leonard at 8K. I think that the price disparity is, it's worth the discount to go down to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, much more of a all-star game type of player, like I'm saying, a free-for-all shooting guy. But it's weird because I'm talking down Kawhi. Kawhi could be a great play. It's just a difference in price tags. You're going to have to play one of them in your lineup. So I would lean going towards Jason Tatum. And once you get down to the bottom, one thing I think is really interesting is Julius Randle. And I have a feeling this is going to be a popular thing, as you're watching content and as we're breaking down these plays. Julius Randle is just too cheap, in my opinion, at 4.8. I mean, the guy can literally shoot the three ball. He can pass, similar to the Nikola Jokic that we talked about earlier. He can do it all, and he's had a breakout season. He's looked really good. He's literally 3.2 in the util spot and 4.8 in the captain spot. Like, I think I honestly, genuinely would not have an issue with playing Julius Randle in my captain spot and then playing a ton of these upper tier guys like a Giannis, a LeBron, a Luka. And I feel like I'd feel pretty good about that. It's tough because you really got to nail the captain spot. If out of anything in this All-Star game, you have to nail the captain spot. So doing that's a big risk. Realistically, your captain spot's going to be one of these top guys I've been talking about. Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Giannis, LeBron. You're going to have to go with one of them. But if you're trying to get contrarian, I do think that Julius Randle makes a lot of sense. And I will say, as far as, salary relief is concerned, he's by far my favorite option. He's the cheapest, and his skill set can really blow away that price tag. So, Julius Randle, an easy plug and play for me if you're looking for value. Makes a lot of sense. And then, as far as anyone else is concerned, as far as priority, I already mentioned you're looking at Giannis. As far as mid-range, I really do like Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, this whole mid-range, Zach LaVine, all of these guys I have no issue mixing and matching. You're going to need guys that can score. I would much rather be playing a Damian Lillard, a Kyrie Irving, a Bradley Beal than a Ben Simmons. Just Ben Simmons isn't exactly the best shooter, so it's very easy to decide decipher as far as that's concerned. And yeah, final look overall before I give you guys my lock of the night. If you're new to the channel, I will be giving you my lock of the night. Play guys that are on ball heavy dominant. Play guys that are going to shoot and chuck and not worry about it. Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown. I like all those guys over playing a Ben Simmons or Rudy Gobert or a Nikola Vucevic in this setting, in this All-Star game. It just doesn't make sense. A Domantas Sabonis. I'd rather play Julius Randle than Domantas Sabonis in this game. It's not even close for me, just based on their play styles. Domantas Sabonis is a very good player, but overall, I'd rather go to Julius Randle in this All-Star game. More of a free-for-all shooter in the mid-range, shooter on the arc. Domantas Sabonis is a great mid-range shooter as well, but he doesn't have the ball handling capabilities that Julius Randle does. So, and yeah, that is my overall breakdown of this NBA Showdown All Star slate. Before I let you guys go, I got to give you my lock of the night. Let's get into it. And my lock of the night tonight is going to be Nikola Jokic. 12-3 if you play him in your captain spot. 8-2 if you play him in the utility spot. And I absolutely love him in this game environment. As mentioned, the ability to shoot, pass, rebound, all of the above. You get the full package with Nikola Jokic, and in a game where the defense isn't exactly there, the skills are going to really shine. I think that Nikola Jokic's ceiling is going to be huge, and this one, love playing Nikola Jokic in this All-Star game setting, and he is my lock of the night. So there you have it, guys. Nikola Jokic, get him in your lineups, and that is all from me in this one. If you did enjoy the content, if you could please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I would greatly appreciate that. And then don't forget to check out my NBA DFS package link below in the description as far as all of my other stuff. That's also linked below. Wish you guys all the best of luck in this All-Star Showdown slate, and we will see you in the next one.